Let's do a really quick analysis on WISA and see what we can digest together and what we can conclude or kind of get to agree with, and see if the rest of the data will make sense moving forward. In front of us, we're looking at a daily chart, which on this daily chart I've already gone ahead and drawn some area of support and resistance, and also we do have actually a major area of resistance, which we have also drawn here. We have also a little bit of a minor area of resistance, which I have placed as a yellow line here. So do pay attention to that, because we will be talking about all of this. And I mean, a yellow level of support. Sorry, yellow level of support. Let me correct that. And then we have this support level here, which should be our major support level, because we have price has opened before on that zone before. We have price bounce on from that bounce off from that level or that zone before. We have some consolidation on that zone before. We had price got rejected on that zone before, and then now we have this price opening at that zone again and off breaking off to the upside of that. So that becomes our major support level, despite the fact that we had this yellow line being touched at least once. But here is the smaller picture of what we're looking at today. If you haven't noticed, I would recommend that go ahead and carry out some research. I will share some of the information in the description of this video. But do note that WISA or WISA has gone through a series of reverse split, which means shares that WISA started with were somehow in the middle, got divided into several sections. With that in mind, that kind of just placed us at a spot where we it makes it seems to us like we have a lot of opportunities trading this security. But if you look at the historical data, you will see that back in 2020, around April 9 there, we had a reverse split for 1 for 20. And then also back in January of 2023, we had another reverse split for 1 for 100. And then uh, around April of this year, 2024, we had another reverse split for 1 for 150, which was, I would say, around here, where you see this price spikes up. This is a reverse split here. So this is a reverse split, and because we're looking at the daily chart, I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know where the rest of the chart is. Okay, since we're looking at the daily chart, I'm gonna shrink this a little bit so we can take a look at things. Whichever things I've drawn here will disappear for a moment because of the reverse split. Um, you will note that the price decreased significantly, which seems like something which I don't know. But yeah, anyways, somewhere around January of 2023, we did have that reverse split taking place, where we're having this spike right here. So we had that reverse split right there. But in addition to that, we had another reverse split all the way back in 2020. So with all those in mind, it doesn't mean that this security doesn't have potential for growth. There might still be some room for growth here, but just that you need to consider a lot of things. There's a lot of things you need to consider. So yeah, around here is where the split the split. This is where around where the split came in. So in 2020, so there was a reverse split here in 2020, 1 for 20. I will leave you to read that for yourself. And let's just get closer to what we have for the day and see what today's spike might bring to our table. And that's what we're interested in, of course. as either short-term or long-term trader, you want to know what's going on. If you do take a look here, though, not me quoting it, there's a news on the key factor of today that WISA Technologies Inc. will acquire Data Vault's IP and IT assets for around 210 million, including shares and a note. Um, the deal is expected to close by December 31st. Seems like they should, they are on some deal going on here, with shares rising about 59%. So yeah, there's some deal going on here which should spike the shares or spike the market a little bit. With this closing in December 31st, if the deal keep going on well, we should expect a breakthrough of this level right here, and proceeding to that resistance level, second major resistance level over there, and maybe a bounce off from that level. Um, excuse me, I'm not sure if entirely this security do have options, which actually I should check that in a second. Give me a moment here so I can take a look at that. Um, WISA. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, WISA does not appear to have options to trade on. So with that in mind, I will. It's just about it's either buying shares itself only or not buying anything at all. So with that in mind, if you had shares, if you had options, you would at least try to sell some, sell some calls right around this resistance level. Um, the one thing I want to point out is that we are looking at the daily chart and we look at the ATR value, which in this case, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm using ATR with a simple moving sample moving average, simple sample moving average, whichever thing you want to call it. Um, of 20 period. So the ATR value is about zero point 0.2. So you would want to go plus, plus or minus one ATR value, depending on whether you're selling or buying it. Plus of 1 minus ATR, that will put us around 3.2 on a daily occasion. That would just put us right around, the higher high plus or minus 0.2, which is 0.3.25 plus another zero point 0.2, which is around 3.4 something, which puts us exactly at the resistance level, first resistance level here. So that's critical. We want to pay attention to that. But of course, as time goes, we wanna be able to spot some of this and pay attention to where this action are really taking place. So those, I think, the main catalyst here that we're seeing today that is spiking the day is this deal which is going on, the $210 million deal. So with this in mind, this by the end of December, either this should break both of these levels and tank up a little bit. Just so you know, this company works with a lot of other companies like Samsung, and with by that they do work on, if you're familiar with Bang and All Fusion, which is the audio aspect of Samsung. Dell technology. They are pretty on point with their audio system. So that's just something to push out there. But yeah, they do have a lot of other products that they work on. But I think if this deal works on well for them, it might be a potential. There might be a significant or potential rise or increase in the shares. In the price here. So we should see some bull run. With that in mind, just keep checking in here. You can simulate this, or actually, let me get back to you guys. All right, I am back. So I was saying, do your research and continue with further analysis from your point of view. From what I can tell is that we have this stock has oscillated around the $2 here for quite a bit of time. There's still a very good chance that it will still oscillate within this zone, despite this strong deal that is spiking up. So with that all in mind, keep your eyes out. And once again, and don't make any rash decision. Don't be fooled by these spikes in price, because you might say, oh, this at one point was actually trading at this much dollar amount, or this at one point was trading at you know you might say this was trading at $200 at one point, but that's not the point. The point here is the reverse split is what is causing all this that you're seeing in the market today, or the spikes that you're seeing here. With all that in mind, yeah, just don't make in a rush. And if we look at today was a beautiful day though to trade. Actually, let me put it back on a 30-minute chart. It was not that great, but it's compared to the rest of the day, it's okay. It's been okay. So yeah, we had that spike up and range breakout. I kind of consolidated at the beginning, broke above with that bull engulfing, and that kind of gave a little bit of that gap over there. There was that pullback, which was a nice ride back to the bull. But in general, it's not really my kind of game here. So you just pay attention to what you're doing. But in all, um, yeah, keep doing your research. And again, so when you see this kind of thing, you wanna really do your analysis, and with that in mind, if you have to and you don't know how to do some of this analysis, it's not that much difficult. If you like to use trend lines, you can use trend lines. If you like to use support and resistance level, as I've used here as an example, you can use those supports and resistance level to help you visualize the whole structure of the market. But if you want to know the direction specifically, you can have that trend line going up. On my case, I would expect this to come up and curve a little bit around this flag, where we have this flag. So that would be a good time around September there. So yeah, right around September, mid September. Um, well, we're already in September actually. Never mind. Yeah, around mid month, we should see that dropping down a little bit here, or cooling down a little bit if we haven't broken above that yet. So yeah, do those. There are various tools you can use on TradingView here, to help you do the analysis, and also in addition, there are a lot of other things. Um, for example, you can use Weebles, not Weebles. You can use TradingView's paper trading account, where you can simulate your analysis, do an analysis, make a paper trade, and see what the outcome will be on the next day, or and see if all those kind of things, and then just keep adjusting you know your accuracy, even your analysis. That will improve your accuracy over time. The 100 times the more you do it, the 100 times more you will become more start being more accurate on it. So do that, and you will see yourself surprising yourself once again. So keep at it, and check back with me later, or check my other videos, and hopefully one of what I've shared works for you. In event where it doesn't, there are other sources you can always visit, to help with things like this. So yeah, in any case, I will leave you at that, and just have a wonderful day. Bye.